Hello, everyone. I hope you had an amazing weekend. We're back at it here at Americans for Limited Government, diving straight into the action. Today, we have a video clip featuring a guy named Dean Obadiah. Now, I have to admit, I hadn't heard of him before, but boy, is he something else. Dean is a lawyer, a comedian, and a journalist who hosts a radio show on SiriusXM. He also shows up frequently on MSNBC and CNN. Trust me, you're in for an interesting watch with this guy. He is off the rails. But before we dive into that crazy clip, I'd like to extend a big thank you for joining us today. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And make sure to follow Americans for Limited Government on YouTube and Rumble.
I was on MS and I said that Donald Trump must die in jail. And it came out weird because it sounded like I was hoping he gets stabbed in the shower. And that's not what I meant. I meant like die of natural causes to be a deterrent to anyone else. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican, whoever attempts a coup in our nation again, that your fate must be death in a prison cell, that you live out your days
I don't
there.
think you said the words must die in jail, because otherwise I would. This is going to be number one on the front page tomorrow. MSNBC's
No, I think Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump must die in prison because I don't care if he was 45 years old. You should get life in prison if you attempt a coup, and there should be no chance of parole. I don't care who it is. That's why I think Donald Trump or anyone else who attempts a coup must die in jail.
Now, if you paid close attention to that clip, you'll notice that even the guest was taken aback by Obadiah standing firmly by his provocative statements. The guest even gave Dean an opportunity to step back, but he refused to budge. You might wonder why he did that. Well, it's actually quite simple. Dean knows that by dropping a bombshell like that, he'll undoubtedly grab attention. And boy, has he been successful there. If you're a far-left progressive, you would much rather shift the focus onto something like that, diverting attention away from what the Democrats want to avoid discussing most. And that is Joe Biden's abysmal polling numbers and his increasingly bizarre behavior on the public stage.
And new CNN polling this morning, and the numbers are rough for President Biden, and they could spell trouble for Democrats and the president's hopes for re-election in 2024. Still early, but Biden's approval rating has sunk to 39%. Nearly 60% of voters think Biden's policies are making the economy worse. Close to 70% of Democrats want somebody else to run for president. And the president's approval among Democratic voters, that's slipping.
But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed. We talked about at the conference overall, we talked about stability. We talked about making sure that the third world, the Southern Hemisphere had access to change it, had access. It wasn't confrontational at all.
Thank you, everybody. This ends the press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, mind you, that weird lounge music you heard, I didn't add that. That was actually included by the Biden press team to wrap things up swiftly and whisk the president away from any further questions. I have to say, it is bizarre. I don't recall ever hearing such music at the end of any presidential press conference before. Clearly, this is just the latest tactic employed by the Biden press team to steer clear of any more embarrassing gaffes from the president. And that concludes our video for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this content and share it with your friends. And don't forget to follow Americans for Limited Government on YouTube and Rumble. Stay tuned for more exciting updates.